Drake.
Drake.
Oprah.
Oprah.
J-Lo.
J-Lo.
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
Black King God. Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Snoop.
Snoop.
DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Swiss Beats.
Steve.
Kelly Rowland.
Kelly Rowland.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Maluma.
Lufa.
Issa Rae.
Issa Rae.
Sierra.
Sierra.
Janelle Monáe.
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, Diddy out here singing like a canary and exposing his entire guest list. Now, most of these celebs have been keeping real quiet since all this Diddy drama started. Maybe they're hoping we'll forget that they've been accused of some pretty similar things, but not on my watch. Dwyane Wade, Gabrielle Union, come on down to the front.
Gabrielle Union. Dwyane Wade.
Wade Wade.
Usher.
Usher.
Demi Lovato.
Demi Lovato.
Shaq and his whole family.
Shaq and his whole family.
Ain't doing as much, I guess, now because they're getting older. I guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers, energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old boys back there all naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking.
Okay, let's break this down. Remember when everyone was calling Jaguar Wright crazy? Well, maybe it's time we start paying attention to what she's been saying. She's been calling out Dwyane Wade and Gabby, just like she did with Diddy. And let's be real, a lot of what she said about Diddy is turning out to be true. So, what's the tea on Dwyane and Gabby? According to Jaguar, Dwyane hosts parties that are giving major freak-off 2.0 vibes. We're talking parties filled with you-know-what, where older folks are allegedly taking advantage of the younger ones. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds wild, but here's the kicker. Jaguar isn't the only one saying this. Let's rewind a bit. Back in the day, Dwyane Wade's former business partner, Baron Richard von Houtman, spilled some major tea. He said Dwyane was hosting some very questionable parties. At the time, people didn't believe him because they thought he might have had beef with Dwyane. But now, people are starting to connect the dots. Richard said he got sucked into doing business with Dwyane because of his squeaky clean image. Dwyane was supposed to be this good guy, father of the year type. But according to Richard, that was all just for show. He claimed Dwyane had an apartment where he'd host adult parties with his entourage, and this was during his marriage, y'all. Let me paint you a picture of what Richard says he saw. The apartment was trashed, filthy. They'd have those parties there 2 or 3 times a week. There were always dozens of people, including rappers, Dwyane Wade, his entourage, and men and women they'd pick up at clubs. He even described the aftermath, used condoms on the floor, empty champagne bottles, half-eaten food rotting on tables. It's giving frat house, but make it celebrity. And get this, Gabby was allegedly right there in the thick of it. Richard claims Dwyane took her to these parties, and before long, she was a regular. Now, let's talk about some legal drama. Around the same time Richard made these allegations, Dwyane's ex-wife, Siobhan Funches Wade, claimed in their divorce case that Dwyane gave her an STD caught outside their marriage. The streets were buzzing that it might have been from one of these wild parties. But wait, there's more! The controversy around Dwyane's parties isn't just about wild times. There are some seriously disturbing allegations that these parties are filled with young male artists, some not even of age, being taken advantage of and pimped out to older men. It's giving major Diddy vibes, and it's not okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds like some wild speculation, right? But here's where it gets interesting. There have been rumors about Dwyane being on the DL for years. And get this, he's even fueled those speculations himself. In a 2021 interview with I Am Athlete, Dwyane revealed that he used to wear his sister's heels and clothes when he was a kid.
When me and my wife looked at each other, right? And the reason we looked at each other is because of this, you know, as kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear, what my sisters did, I try to do those things. So at first I said to myself, oh no, I did that. So I ain't just doing the things that I did. And then it kept going further and further. And then me and my wife had to look at each other and say, well, what if?
And that's not all, besties. There have been other little hints here and there, like that time Dwyane posted a photo with Gabrielle where his legs were crossed, showing off a thigh tattoo, or when he shared a picture of his painted toes and a gold anklet. I mean, I'm not one to stereotype, but the streets were talking. There was even a blind item going around about a former A-list NBA player who used to sleep with his A-plus list teammate on road trips. Both men are now retired and married to women, and guess whose names kept coming up? Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. But the tea doesn't stop there. Remember when Boosie called out Gabrielle Union on Twitter? He wrote, LOL, the whole world know I love women and the world know your husband loved D. Ouch. Of course, Gabby didn't take that lying down.
But sometimes you're gonna have to leave. And so far, so good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. He's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is, very much
Almost like thou doth protest too much, little booze.
I'm gonna look.
You got a lot on your mind.
I mean, it's
Throw
like
that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir, something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space. We can be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him, and
I don't
that's
think he
why
had a safe
He
space.
did not have one. We could definitely tell.
Now let's talk about Zaya, Dwyane's transgender daughter. When Dwyane filed a petition to legally change Zaya's name, Siobhan objected. She claimed Dwyane was pressuring Zaya to move forward with the name and gender change to profit from business opportunities. In her words, he informed me that a lot of money had been already made and that additional money will be made in relation to our child's name and gender issue. Wade told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue and also informed me that there would be endorsements contracts associated therewith. Siobhan was worried that Zaya was being commercialized at a young age and feared the consequences of media exposure. But Dwyane clapped back, saying Siobhan was an absent mother who had no say in Zaya's life. Now, here's where it gets really juicy. Some people are saying that Dwyane's support for Zaya isn't just about being a good parent, they're suggesting he's living out his own fantasies through her. I know, it's a wild accusation, but in this day and age, nothing surprises me anymore. And you know what's really interesting? Dwyane is one of those celebs who's been trying real hard to distance himself from Diddy lately. He even unfollowed him on social media, but people are saying it's just a matter of time before he gets caught up in all this mess too. Speaking of mess, did y'all hear about those tapes being shopped around Hollywood? An attorney for one of Diddy's accusers claimed there's a video of Diddy with a high-profile person being shopped around, and rumor has it there might be more than one tape. So here's the million-dollar question. Are Dwyane and Gabby staying quiet because they know they might be in some of these tapes? Is there a lot of dirt about to be exposed? Now let me remind y'all, these are all allegations. We don't have concrete proof of any of this, but it's definitely got people talking. So what do we make of all this, besties? Is there any truth to these wild allegations about Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union? Are they really involved in some Diddy-level shenanigans? Or is this all just smoke and mirrors? Here's what I think. We've got to be careful about jumping to conclusions without solid evidence. These are some serious allegations being thrown around, and they could really damage people's lives and careers if they're not true. That being said, where there's smoke, there's often fire. We've seen time and time again in Hollywood that sometimes the craziest rumors turn out to be true. And with all this Diddy drama unfolding, who knows what other secrets might come to light? It's also worth noting that power and fame can often lead people down some dark paths. We've seen it happen with other celebrities. They start believing they're untouchable and can get away with anything. Could that be what's happening here? But let's also remember that Dwyane and Gabby have been vocal advocates for LGBTQ+ rights, especially when it comes to Zaya. Is it possible that some people are twisting their support into something sinister? It's definitely something to think about. At the end of the day, we might never know the whole truth, but one thing's for sure, this story isn't going away anytime soon. If there really are tapes being shopped around Hollywood, and if Dwyane and Gabby are involved in any way, we could be in for one wild ride. So what do you think, besties? Are you buying any of these allegations about Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union? Do you think they're keeping quiet because they've got something to hide? Or is this all just a bunch of gossip and speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more piping hot tea. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. This is Hot Gossip signing off. Stay fabulous, stay curious, and never stop sipping that tea. Bye.